to educate your hands and arms. It's one of the pillars of the golf swing. Put too much effort in, and there's that snap, distance, power, strike, and consistency to put that speed in. And I call it the less is more theory.
At the base of the...
That's not necessarily the case for golf. It has a spiral effect down your body, especially your shoulders. The club and your arms can't swing. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Warren Bennett. Trev's down there looking a bit sorry for himself because I've hidden his tennis ball. And welcome to a video to educate your hands and arms to swing the golf club. Now, if you've been to the channel before, you would have heard me mention this less is more theory quite a lot. Too many golfers put too much effort in and don't get the reward. I'm going to reverse that for you today so you can have less effort and then you get more reward. But today I'll probably put a little bit of a different slant on it. So if you're a golfer that wants to introduce a little bit more distance, power, strike and consistency, this video could be the one for you. So before we get going, get the back camera set up. Yep, Trev looks okay down there. I'm going to tell you all about it. So in the golf swing, the recipe is made up of legs, body, arms and hands. A majority of golfers who don't create the speed and distance that you're looking for, what they do is they move their body too much. If you move your body too much, the majority of your arms and hands can't move and can't swing the golf club. It's a difficult game, golf, because the more you try and hit this ball, the more effort you put in, because that's mainly our biggest feel is our body. Yes, I'm going to hit it harder so I'll move more. That's not necessarily the case for golf, especially in club golfers. So let's hit a few balls. I'm going to put it on a tee just to save the grass this time of year. I've been trying to do a little bit on Instagram and TikTok, and there's a video going around that if Sam Snead's standing there and he goes, the main reason people don't create the power is because they move their body around too much, because they put the effort in. Just what I'm talking about today. But what he went on about is to move your hands and snap at the bottom. So you would have heard me say that before. What I'll do, I'll probably put the clip in now.
You were what we call, you had dead hands. A big fellow like you, they try to use their strength and their body more than their hands. The hands are the most important thing or things of the whole swing. And they are the only part or parts of the body that come in contact with the club. Now, as you know, when you throw a baseball, it's a snap at the end that gives it the extra speed. The same way of hitting a golf ball, it's the snap at the bottom of the downswing that gives you that extra club head speed, which gives you distance. Now, you weren't getting your snap through the ball at all today. You were using the big shoulders and, well, you were just using everything that you shouldn't be using instead of the right thing. May I give you a little demonstration here? You stand right here.
All right.
Now, say in cocking the wrist here, then it's a snap at the base of the downswing, or at the bottom of the downswing, in that position. Now, you were up. See what I mean? You were using your body. Now, let's see you try.
So you heard him say there about how you're using your hands and arms and how you can snap this club down the bottom to create that speed. And I call it the less is more theory. You're putting less in, bang, so more can happen down there. But there's a way to do it properly, and there's a way to lay it, and there's a way to layer it into your swing. Right, let's get going. So what I'm going to do is have a nice narrow stance, probably about 3 club widths apart, nice and narrow. Why we do that is the narrower the stance, the less we can move around, because you're going to lose your balance. If you've got a big wide stance, you can move around and keep your balance. You can get away with this at moving too much, if that makes sense. What we're going to do, we're just going to point the club up in the air. What we can do, we can layer a little bit of twist into this, but you're keeping your head nice and still. You can see I've got this L shape here. There's 90 degrees. If you can get the club in this position, get your hands in this position, you're not dragging it behind you, the club's not behind me here. I'm just pointing the club up by setting my wrists. There we go. Left arm parallel-ish, club up in the air. From here, what we're going to do, we're going to keep nice and still with our head, nice and still with our trunk, and we're going to allow the arms to come down, and then from here, we're really going to snap our wrists and keeping everything still. So if you keep your head nice and still, just like this, little half shot. If I keep my head nice and still, obviously my body has moved, but the more I keep my head down in this kind of impact zone, left arm parallel, right arm parallel, my body can't move as much as it wants to. So if I do this and move my head a little bit, that encourages my body to open up too much. So keeping your cap and keeping your eye line level, looking at the ball without moving too much, that then keeps the top half passive. What you're doing here is allowing your arms to move before your trunk. You're not allowing your trunk to move first, especially your head. Nice and light, like 3 out of 10 pace. From here, we're going to keep that angle, and then we're going to focus on either my glove hand. We're going to roll it so you can see your knuckles here, or we're going to feel it in my palm of my right hand, and we're going to roll it over. What we're not going to do is not going to cup it. So you can see that my club is passing me, but I'm cupping my left wrist. You can see that in the club face. So my club face is basically the same angle as my left, where my glove would be, my left hand. So what you're looking for here, you're looking for this kind of 180-degree roll of my right hand. You can see if I open it, there we go. And there's that education, there's that snap that Sam Snead talks about in that little clip. Okay, nice and light, not very long backswing, not very long follow through. We're just doing like an L-shaped backswing. Nice and still with the head, a little bit of kick in helps. And you can see there I'm in kind of the mirror image of my backswing, my follow through position there. Club up in the air at 90 degrees between my right arm and club there. So you golfers that move around too much, in this transition, you've got to feel like your hands and arms are coming down before your body moves, before your shoulders move. So you can make a few backswings and work on that little pump motion there. There we go. Beautiful. So I'm like dropping it in front of my right shoe there, keeping the angle as best I can, nice and light. I'm just dropping it down, allowing this gravity to take hold, keeping the club face back. So there is an awareness of keeping this wrist angle. So my wrist angle is forcing that club backwards. I don't want the club out here, and I don't want your club out here either. So keeping it back, the more you can keep it back and delay it, the more you really have to work at that snap. Because you do want to kind of keep your body facing this way for as long as you can. And then a little bit of knee, bit of weight shift off to your right side. Nice and light. Beautiful. You can let it go a little bit if you like. Follow through. It's not the first time, if you've been to the channel before, it's not the first time I've done this. I've done a few videos on this less is more. It's really important to remind you how to use your hands and arms in the golf swing. Too many people, if you stood on the back of the first tee at your club, had a little clipboard, too much body, one column, the other column is hands and arms. Very, very small percentage of people will stand there and swing it too much with their hands and arms. I want you to be in that column. I want you to be in the minority. And not just to be different, just to give this club the best chance to hit that shot. I've said it a few times on the channel. You've probably hit that shot, haven't you, where you probably haven't put the effort in to say, oh, I'll just lay up, I won't get there. And you just kind of made an easy swing, what you felt like was an easy swing, and the ball's gone a long way. What's actually happened is you've stayed nice and still. And what's happened, you're able now for the club to do the work, to put that speed in. If you put too much work in, if you've got too much lateral motion back and forth, too much shoulders, the club and your arms can't swing. So we're just trying to balance this up here. But remember, we are now educating our hinge away from the ball, obviously, as well as a little bit of a twist. Arm swing up, let go. A little bit of pause at the top there to make sure I got the correct backswing. Now, I won't hit too many balls like that. If that's new to you, stick on that phase one. Phase two is we're just going to speed that up a little bit. So we're just going to let that follow through go a little bit. Remember, keep everything the same. A little bit of kicking really helps because it puts a bit of lateral there. The more lateral you can get whilst keeping your head still, the more your top half stays nice and passive. If your top half stays nice and passive, it allows your arms and hands to swing. Beautiful. So everything's a juggle. If this is new to you, obviously it's going to be a little bit more difficult than what I'm showing it. That's exaggerated. You can see how still I'm staying, and all the work is hands and arms. Done a video on how to play with a bad back. This is what I would do. I had a bad back a few times last year because of certain circumstances. One of them was my ankle. That's how I would play golf. I'd let that hand go and work on that snap. And the byproduct of keeping that club back, keeping this angle coming down, is you will improve your path. If you can keep some angle here, you will improve your path. Don't know if you saw that shot popped out to the right there, beautiful. So this is exaggerated. When you pull the pin on the first tee, you probably layer a little bit of this in, that's all you need, you don't have to go mad. Okay, phase 2 is letting that follow through go, not stopping halfway through. Remember, you haven't got your right arm close to you, the top of the backswing, just a little note there. Keep it nice and wide away from you, and that gives that right arm somewhere to go. Beautiful. And then you can let it go. So one more on phase 2, half backswing, full follow through. Haven't even looked up yet, look at that, head's still down. It's exaggerated, obviously. Let it go and then look up. You can see there what I've done. It's a little bit exaggerated, but you can see I got to kind of halfway, 3/4 of my follow through. Wait for that right shoulder to pick your chin up, and then you can look. You've got to learn, see where the ball is 40 yards up in the air. So what I'm going to do now, same thing, work on a bit of hinge here, keep the club pointing up in the air by this hinge. From here, we're just going to delay, snap, wait for my right shoulder to pick my chin up, and then look. So I'm going to train myself, and I have trained myself to, first time I see that ball is 40, 50 yards in its flight. There we go. And you'll get a feel of where to look. I know that sounds a bit silly, but too many people look too quickly, want to see where it's gone. Wait for that hand, wait for that shoulder to pick your chin up. And keeping that head nice and passive, keeping your eye line nice and passive, has a spiral effect down your body, especially your shoulders. Very hard to keep your head nice and still and move your shoulders too much. Doesn't really work. So it gives your hands and arms a chance, and club obviously, to come out in front of you and to swing, to blend up with your body. Hope you're enjoying these videos. Hope you're getting something out of them. A little bit of housekeeping, if you can like a video like this, it would be massive for a small little channel. So I've gone beyond 20,000 subs, but I'm definitely not getting 20,000 views. The YouTube gods aren't smiling down on me in terms of views at the moment, but anyway, but more importantly, I just hope you're getting something out of it. If you are and you like this type of content, please like it if you can. It's so beneficial for a small little channel like this, so thank you in advance. So that's phase 2. Phase 3, we're just going to now widen our stance a little bit, because now we're going to have a little bit of a longer backswing, keeping nice and still with our head throughout. Remember, keeping still with our head doesn't mean we just stay stationary. There's a little bit of twist now, keeping your wrist angle, keeping that hinge, and then we're going to snap it at the bottom, just like Sam Sneads did there. Beautiful. That's why I love exercises like the feet together exercise. One of my top 3 exercises for the golfer if done correctly. If you have your feet extremely close together, now it's going to limit the amount of motion you've got laterally. So you're going to have to stay very, very central over the ball, and then that's going to improve your hand and arm swing, and that's going to improve your speed. This is not as extreme as that. Down in front of you, my right elbow's now in front of my right hip. From here now, we've got a lovely angle to let go. If that's new to you, if you're used to casting and outside, you have to hang on. So it's going to be difficult for you to let go, but remember to let go, little bit of kick in, head still, bang, nice and light as well. So this less is more theory, I will do a few videos per year on it because it's so important. Now I apologise if you turn on the video and say, yes, Warren's got a new video. Oh, it's the same thing. I think it's really important to remind you that this is so important. It's one of the pillars of the golf swing, to get your hands and arms and clubs swinging a little bit more. Yes, there's some education needed, but I think if you can do it properly, and if you can blend all these ingredients together, you will notice such a massive reward with that golf ball. And this is the same with every single club that you hit full out. Obviously, if you're hitting a chip shot or a pitch shot, little half swing 30 yards, yes, there is some body motion there. Yes, you can move as much as you like. You don't want to really sit back and flick it with a little pitch shot. So anything full out, especially with a driver, absolutely even better. This theory of this less is more can work with every club. Okay everyone, so thanks very much for joining me, and hope Trev's been behaving himself. Oh, he's gone over there. Hope he hasn't been rolling around too much. I don't think he has. He's had a bit of a dodgy leg, old Trev, so I think that's why he's looking a little bit sorry for himself. I've had to calm him down the last few days. Every now and again his kind of shoulder gets a bit too giddy, too jumpy, so just calming him down a little bit. I think that's why he's feeling a bit sorry for himself. Okay, so thanks very much for joining me. Have a great golfing week. Stay healthy on and off the golf course. Hope it's as sunny where you are as it is here. I know there's a few comments that I've had that it's snowy, the north of the northern hemisphere. So anyway, February now, let's hope spring's just around the corner. Okay, so for myself and Trev, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.